Hey guys, I want to do a quick video on some indicators I use when I'm trading Forex and back testing what TradingView Forex Scanner is showing. So as an example, if you go to tradingview.com and you go to the Forex Screener, it gives you an overall view in regards to what's happening in regards to signals with these instruments. And since I don't pay for the service, I only have daily, weekly, and monthly, which is fine. I like to trade the big trends. So on a daily, we see that the euro has a strong sell, the Aussie has a buy, and the New Zealand dollar has a buy. This is an overview. This is pretty much summing it up. If you go to the weekly, the Aussie still has a buy, and everything has a sell. Some have a stronger sell. And then if you go to the monthly, everything's a sell. So to kind of test your indicators, and you may have different indicators than I do. When I first started trading, I used to have a whole bunch of stuff. I've downsized and kept it really simple. And this is the same setting I have on my phone. So when I'm not in front of the computer, I'm kind of getting used to what the indicators show on my desktop and on my phone. So I could kind of make a quick decision on what I'm going to do. I'm going to go short or I'm going to go long. Pretty much is a RSI, first wave, Dopo Mobo. This is a custom version of what he has on Thinkorswim. Pretty much a MACD and this proprietary kind of with like a Mobo, like a Bollinger with some other indicator in there, and it just gives you signals. I like it because it's visual. And then lastly, the MACD. So I have a monthly, weekly, daily, 4-hour, and 1 hour. And pretty much from there, I decide what I'm going to do, what I'm going to trade, or what I'm going to do for the day, for the week. So let's look monthly. Everything's negative, so everything is sell. You look at oscillators on the monthly, everything is sell except, interesting, is the Swiss. It has a buy on the monthly. We'll look at that. And then on the trend following, everything is a sell. So very negative. So overview, everything is just a sell. So now if we go on the weekly, the New Zealand dollar is a buy. And on the daily, the New Zealand dollar is a buy. So let's look at the New Zealand dollar. And that's how you kind of see how your indicators are stacking up against other screeners. So on the New Zealand dollar, the strategy I have, let's close this off here. I'm not even looking at the chart. I'm not looking at what's going on here. I'm just looking at this. So the MACD is about to cross over and go positive on the monthly. It hasn't yet. The Mobo is giving me a clue that we're starting to get positive on the monthly. Slowly but surely, but it hasn't on the MACD. On the weekly, we are positive, and on the Mobo, we are positive. I'm not even looking at the chart. I'm just looking at the indicators. On the daily, the MACD is positive and the Mobo is positive, but we're very overbought. On the 4-hour, we're positive but losing Momo, and the Mobo is showing that also. It's in the Mobo band, so the momentum to the upside is starting to lose Momo, and we're still on the overbought side. The 1 hour is showing me that the MACD is negative and the Momo is negative, and we're kind of chopping around in the middle towards like the 50 on the RSI. So a strategy like this, looking at the monthly is about to get positive, the weekly is positive. Now looking at the chart, you're kind of in the range within the New Zealand dollar. We just broke out here at the 66.88. Got a nice little pop. And it's reflecting positive here. So the weekly is looking good. The daily is looking good. You see that right here. And then on the 4-hour, we're starting to get a little weak right here. Just kind of reflecting what the Aussie's doing. But the hourly is negative. So a strategy like this, looking at all of these looking very positive, except the 4-hour, if I'm risky, I will wait for the 1-hour to get positive to go long. Just looking at this strategy. So you can see the New Zealand, it's on a buy on a daily, on the weekly, on a buy, which lines up with the with my indicators, and on the monthly hasn't really crossed over. Overview. Oscillators, the New Zealand monthly sell, New Zealand's neutral. Interesting, the Aussie's on a buy. And then you go on a daily, New Zealand's on a sell. So the oscillators are not really giving you any clue. I mean, they have a few here, so I don't know how. I guess they tally it up. This is bullish. This is sell, bullish, sell. So I guess they round it up and say it's not. And then trend on the daily, strong buy. So let's look at our indicator on a daily. Yeah, everything looks positive, even though it's overbought, but it's positive on the daily. So New Zealand dollar says it's a strong buy. Looking at the weekly, and this is the trend following, it's strong buy. Everything else is negative. And on the monthly, sell. So between the daily and the weekly, it's in a strong buy. So that's pretty interesting. No one else is really on a buy besides maybe the Aussie. But then if you go on the weekly on the Aussie, it's a negative. So the New Zealand has 2 points for trend following. On the oscillators is pretty neutral to negative. And then overview, I guess it tallies it all up. Buy on a daily, buy on a weekly, and obviously on the monthly. So right there, you could kind of get an idea. You know what? Out of all these pairs, the New Zealand's pretty moving. So then you look at your indicators and look at the New Zealand dollar and you see, okay, we were kind of in a range here between 69, 68. Low is 64.23 on the monthly. We're in the mobile band. We're smack in the middle RSI. The mobile was positive. We're about to cross over on the MACD. On the weekly, we got a nice little breakout. This could be a possible target resistance, 68.36, right up here using the I forgot what this called. I just had Darvis box. MACD is positive, so that's good. Its momentum is to the upside. MOBO is to the upside. RSI hasn't been overbought on the weekly, so that's good. So it's pulling a little bit back. The daily overbought, but that's not bad. MOBO is positive. MACD kind of sold off, and bottom feeders came in and bought it up, made a higher high. So it looks like it's making a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So if it pulls back again, that could be a nice little opportunity to get in. Just looking at these 3 time frames. Now when you go to the 4-hour, you can see that it's getting a little weak. It's kind of in this range right here in the Darvis box. So this could be, and it's getting momentum. It hasn't closed over. And the 1-hour is still on the weak side. Negative MOBO. RSI, smack in the middle. It hasn't been oversold yet. A lot of this stuff over here is overbought. So it could be a good opportunity once it pulls back in and then the MACD crosses over as a buy signal to go long, either on the 1 hour or on the 4 hour. If it goes long on the 1 hour in the MACD, that means that the 4 hour kind of like was kissing the white line and then pushed up again. And then you guys gotta see your indicators, but or whatever you use. So I'm just kind of giving you an idea of what I use to get some trading ideas, and then bounce them off of my indicators and see how they're performing. And these are the main ones I use. These are my favorites: MACD, MOBO, RSI, and then all of this sometimes switches around. John Carter trend, and the Darvis box, and the Fibbo Queen arrows, and the PPS buy sell signal, and then my moving average exponential 100. It's kind of like in the line in the sand. So I just wanted to share this video. Hopefully you like it. I'll keep you posted on some other things, tips and tricks you could use for your trading strategy. But what you want to do is you want to look at the big picture. You just don't want to be stuck on the 15-minute or on the 5-minute or on the 1 minute, because the 1 minute could be looking bearish, but everything else is bullish. So you just lay it all out. Monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, or whatever you like to use, the 1 hour, 30-minute, or the 1 hour and 15-minute, 1 hour, 5-minute, whatever it is. I just kind of break it all out and just leave it like that. That's my phone setup. And then I just browse around through the my Forex majors, and I just see what's going on. The Aussie, as you see right now, we have a nice little breakout right here. This is still negative. Mobile's positive, giving us maybe that things are starting to get a little good. Over here, everything is positive. Daily is positive. 4 hour is about to crack. 1 hour is already negative. So this is kind of looking a lot like the New Zealand dollar. The only thing is that the Aussie is a little more negative. You got a sell signal right here. And we're about to go negative on the 4 hour. And it's kind of the same setup. So in this kind of setup, if it's going to push, if you're looking to go long, you wait till the 1 hour gets positive, definitely oversold. And once it crosses over and the mobile is positive, you're going long. But if it doesn't happen, it could be a nice little swing top that is developing, and then it pushes lower, and then you see this negative and the 1 hour negative. And then maybe the daily will kind of creep in a little bit until the cycles, bottom out, and then we push higher again. So I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you like this video, and I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on indicators and things to use to trade.